Here's some of the things I've done, and that's what I do. I'll skim through this because this won't give us very long. But I've recently, in the past 3 years or so, started to move from edtech and publishing and edtech towards the arts and culture and museum sector. So I'm kind of new to some of this. I am available. I live here, so it's been very easy for me to get here today, but my comments aren't just about the institutions here. Hopefully they relate to where you are. And actually it was great. I met Ted. Where is Ted? And we had some very, about what's going on here, and it's great to see how many of the things that, how much great stuff there is happening here. Anyway, so why does most edtech fail? Because technology is not the solution to a lot of the education problems. But maybe you don't think your edtech is failing. So how would you know? We've had a look today, and it's been really great to start seeing some research and some practice looking at finding out whether there's much impact in your work. But in a commercial setting, you'd bloody know, right? The teachers would let you know. How do you know that you're having impact? The teachers will only pay for stuff that's going to work for them, because they have to pay. Because the tough reality is most of your stuff is getting lost. A couple of years ago, I did some work for the Arts Council looking at the findability and the use of digital resources by teachers, and it was quite disturbing in terms of findability, extent of use of those resources. Teachers are mostly using a lot of crap on the TES resources website. Not all of it is crap. It's a lot of crap. And they don't know they're missing out. They don't know how much expertise and how much wonderful stuff you've got. I wasn't going to, oh, hang on, it's on here. I wasn't going to, oh no, it's not showing on here because it's the old one, don't worry. If you follow the link that I've tweeted out, I've actually whacked in a load of slides from the presentations I've done before about the detailed research we did from the Arts Council, which will show that it was quite a large evidence base, lots of stuff about searchability, making your stuff more easy to find so that teachers use it. It's all in the links. I won't bore you on it now because I haven't got very long. I must keep track of the time. Okay. So, and that seemed to be a real problem in terms of how things went wrong. People had a new collection, a wonderful new artist in residence, digitized rare manuscripts. They wanted to tell the world about it. I get it. You want people to know about wonderful work you do. But what's in it for them? Where's the deep learning? Where is the value in coming in using this resource? You've got to start with where you're adding value to teachers and children. A lot of you already know this. I know that I'm kind of repeating myself, but there's an awful lot of stuff out there that doesn't seem to, that seems to come from the wrong place. And of course, teachers are really quite, stressed. So you need to really make an impact. And the digital landscape they're looking at scares the hell out of lots of them. We know this. There was a great Naomi and did a fantastic talk this morning about that. The challenges of that. These are challenging things for kids and for teachers. By the way, reference to Brian Mathers and his wonderful visual thinkery, and all of his wonderful images that you'll see throughout this are on Creative Commons licensing. I'm not here to talk about creative licensing today, but open educational resources, creative licensing, it's a big issue, especially for you guys, worth looking at. I haven't got time for that today. Too much edtech is this. If you don't know this quote and you don't know this image, and you're creating technology that's technology for learning, you really must ask yourself what you're adding. I'm not going to read it. Look up Seymour Papert, and you'll follow that along. I'm going to move on. I'm going to let that one speak for itself because I haven't got very long. That's something I help a lot with. I find myself trying to help people navigate those boundaries because that's where children and often teachers are. Take the teachers with you, take the children with you, do the co-develop wherever you can, because quite often there's a disconnect in understanding. You think you know what you want, You think you know how you want to get it across. People just aren't there. How am I doing for time? I've got a few more slides to get to. It says 4.5 minutes on there, so I think I'm all right. 2 minutes to you. Oh, no, you're right. It is. It's jumped. Damn. If people take that different pathway, they go with different intentions. When you're paying for something, you behave in a different way than when you do when it's free or when it's come to you in a free way. So it's free at the point of access. People's behaviours change. Are you aware of that? People often misunderstand that. Is it really worth doing? We had Alison's talk before about the project doing the 3D modelling. Did it really lead to massive impact in learning and take-up of learning? Is it really worth the big spend, your internal spend, the developer spend? It's hard cash you're spending. Could you just spend it instead on shipping children in to see your stuff? That might be a better spend on your resource. There is my answers. All right, so there is no silver bullet, obviously. I use this activity a lot with clients to try and get them down to why they're really doing it. Did this with a client recently, and ultimately all this lovely educational stuff they wanted to achieve, those were their initial answers. Really, they just needed to do it to get their funding. It was a much more honest answer, led to much more helpful decision making. Be clear. Plan around a business model. You know you're not commercial, but you should be able to express it clearly. If you can't, then work at it. This business model canvas is a great tool for doing that. Teach meet. Bring teachers in with you. I did one recently for Culture 24 where we did a Ready Steady Teach, where we brought 3 artifacts together, got them to quickly innovate ways of using that for learning. Teachers are far more creative and they'll bring the children with you. I'm nearly done, I really am, because you need to take the teachers with you as well. Can you find different ways of working to do that? Notice the MVP, the minimum viable product. Do you need to make a car, or is just a skateboard enough? And that's me done. I am done. That's how you can find me, and I am available for work. Thank you very much.